Oscar,
We're back.
the first offload of 2025.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Long time, but I am so excited to get into some round one chat with you, big dog. And we are starting it off in the best possible way ever. We're talking about my boys. We're talking Bronx.
We ease you into it this year, mate. Let you fanboy on camera for a few minutes talking about Maguire's Broncos and some of the changes that I noticed over the trials.
So why are the Bronx winning 13 plus this weekend, and why are we winning the comp?
Yeah, I'll start with the 13 plus. JYY tipped it for the multi this week, and I like it. The Roosters, we know they've had a lot of player turnover over the summer. There's pressure on Trent Robinson already. I think they'll be okay.
That's ridiculous.
Come round 27. But in the meantime, I think there's going to be some growing pains there, particularly down their right edge. Chad Townsend was targeted a lot during the trials. He was also targeted a lot when he was playing for the Cows last year.
He's not it. I don't think he's it.
I mean,
Sorry,
I'm a big Chad guy, but he's in the back end of his career, and he's not been brought there for his defence. He's been brought there to guide a lot of their younger guys through into first grade. But the spaces around him and Robert Toya, who's a really exciting attacking player, but he was also spotted in the trials. I think that's where the Broncos are going to go, and that's where they went against the Bulldogs themselves and looked really, really good doing it. Some changes Maguire's made. Corey Pake's the unlikely or maybe the surprising candidate at dummy half. I think his width of service, we look at what Maguire did with New South Wales last year and Reece Robson getting picked over a guy like Api Coruscant. I think Mads just likes to win quick play the balls and spread the ball nice and quickly to the halves. On either edge, they've got Hunt and Reno, who can both straighten like the best of them. It's elite playmaker stuff on either edge, but it's where Walsh is positioning himself, using his speed and being so deep and so tight that even if the wing or the centre tries to jam and shut down the shift, they can't get to him because they're playing so deep to him in the back line. It gives him space, and because Walsh is so quick over 25 metres, he can afford to start so further back and then cover the space. The speed that he swings around puts pressure into the defensive line, and they make poor decisions. I think Jesse Arthurs is going to score tries for fun this year. I think he'll be a nice value this week, but also Gemmet Shibasaki runs a really nice line there in the centres, and Jack Kazewski. It's probably not the flashiest edge when we talk about your Bronx.
Yeah, but I think we'll get the job done.
And I think that's the reason Madge has picked them. They're going to run good lines. They're going to nail their roles there. Gemmett's got really nice soft hands as well. So, yeah, looking at that Broncos left edge for try scorers this week.
In Madge, we trust. I've never, ever doubted him. I never once questioned that decision at all. I cannot wait for
Check
Michael
the tapes.
The line in that game is 7.5.
Yep.
You're taking the Broncos to cover that comfortably.
All over it.
Broncos to win 13 plus, $2.55. I'm quite a one-eyed Bronco supporter, but I think you're giving me a little bit of confidence there.
Yeah, I think I'll back it too.
We're talking about easing me into the offload this year, and I think we can do that by talking about another Queensland team.
Sure.
Here. We've got Manly taking on the North Queensland Cowboys on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Super Saturday. Cowboys $2.55 underdogs against Manly. Is that correctly priced?
I think so. I'm a brave man going back to the Cows 2 weeks in a row. The comment section.
Gee, you got hammered, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely crucified me for suggesting that they're a value spoon option. I'm not saying they're going to come last this year, but I thought there was some value in the price.
Can't go back now.
I think it's the right price here again. I'm really keen on Manly. Just how expansive they are in attack. Guys like Lehigh Hopewade, Tolu Kula, Ruben Garrick. We know what Turbo does up the back. They can attack from anywhere on the field. They're attacking on kick returns around the halfway line. And then when they get into good ball, they're setting up on that left edge and opening up the field for a right edge shift. I've worn my boy Hamole Biggie Schmoles Olakawatu today for a reason. I think he's in for an enormous year. Whether he's actually touching the ball and taking it into the defense, we know he's a threat and a tackle busting, offloading threat, but it's what he can do to the defense as a decoy as well. He has to be checked in the line, creates a lot of space for guys like Garrick, and I think it'll be Faulolo on that right wing this week. That was a spot where North Queensland were very leaky in the trials. The spaces between the 3-man, 2-man, and the winger, so the wing centre and half, they were making different decisions. They've got new faces in there this week, and it looks like they've tried some new systems being introduced there as well. So I think it's a spot that Manly can target, and I think there's value in the Sea Eagles' right edge.
So the line for that game is 5.5.
Yeah, all over it.
Taking Manly to cover that
Minus
one.
-5.5, please.
Very nice. And
Yeah.
there's one last game. You didn't want to talk about it, but while I'm on air and you can't say no, I'm going to throw to you Melbourne Storm v Parramatta.
Yep.
There's still a lot of question marks about Para,
Yes,
but
there is.
Bellamy's record in round one speaks for itself.
Yep.
They're $1.28. You see the Storm winning that one.
Yeah, I think so. We're recording this Tuesday morning, so we're not sure if Mitch Moses plays. He's under an injury cloud with that foot issue. There were some really positive signs from the Eels in the trials, and also signs of a team that's in its infancy in terms of new coach, new systems, new players in key positions. Their discipline and their defence sometimes, I think, left a bit to be desired, versus Melbourne, who are probably the most settled club out of any NRL team coming into 2025. Stefano Utoikamanu comes in.
How good.
Yeah, he's going to put up big numbers, occasionally, but a bit like Hamole for Manly, what he can do for the guys around him. Sometimes a guy like Josh King, instead of taking 7 metres on a shit play 2 carry, with Steph next to him as a tip option, he's getting a one-on-one tackle, he's getting a quick play of the ball. Melbourne go from there. So, yeah, I think Melbourne 13 plus probably is where I'm going.
Where's the price of that? Melbourne 13 plus $2.30.
Yeah, look, it's not as much value as we're getting for your Broncos, but yeah, I think it's probably the bet.
Well, short and sweet this week, but
good to be back.
Good
mate.
to be back,
Hey.
big dog.
Let's go.
Bring on round one.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website